I'm sure you've heard before somebody say everything happens for a reason. And I agree that everything happens for a reason, but not in the same way that's being suggested. What we're often saying, what usually is being said, is that the cosmos has a special interest in us as an individual, and thus everything's happening for a reason, for us, or for even collectively. But that's just, I think that spits in the face of so many people who are experiencing the tragic unfairness of life. So many of us who aren't experiencing that can say that. And then on the other hand, a lot of people who are experiencing the unfairness in a very severe way, they're saying that because it consoles them. But the way that everything happens for a reason to me is that I'm choosing each word, I'm folding my arms in the way that I am. Everything's going on right now because there's a reason for it, even if it's unbeknownst to me, even if I'm not conscious of why I'm doing what I'm doing, talking how I'm talking, looking how I'm looking, even if I'm not aware of the ins and outs, the ingredients behind it. There's still a reason for it. We can figure that reason out, or we could forever remain ignorant to it. But my point is that there's a cause and effect for everything. In that sense, there's a reason for everything. And I think when you look at it like that, I feel it makes you feel as though you can take charge of life more. I feel like you can recognize, you can see that you can adjust your course or adjust somebody else's course much more than if you just assume that life is just pushing you in one direction helplessly. In a sense, we don't have the ultimate executive control we would like to have. If that was the case, people would be exactly who they wanted to be, no more, no less. When you wanted to be consistent with your diet, you would just do so because you have complete control over yourself. When you wanted to not call or message that person anymore, you can just snap your fingers and say, don't do it, because you'd be 100% a master of every aspect of yourself. But that's not how it works. There's reasons for that, even if we're unaware of it. Even willpower clearly has a depletion. Everything is more like a muscle, having energy, being susceptible to growth, being susceptible to withering. And so everything happens for a reason. Yeah, there's a reason in a mechanistic sense. But I think the reason why we got to look at it like in the other kind of way, where the cosmos is smiling upon us favorably, is because we as humans need to be that fucking important. But you're already that you're important whether you say the cosmos likes you or not. You're important because you can affect people in a very significant way. This whole, I was watching some episodes of Rick and Morty again recently, which is why I was grooving to that one song by Chaos Chaos, and that episode is such a powerful, beautiful episode, and so sad and depressing in a beautiful way. That stuff is always bittersweet to me when Rick tries to kill himself at the end. But Rick constantly talks about how none of it matters. But that's just obviously, I keep saying the word obviously for some things, because some things at this point are just so obvious to me. Yeah, even if eventually, ultimately, we're all going to be dust, right here, right now matters. That's why even you, Rick, are doing, if you watch the therapy episode of Rick and Morty, the therapist kind of tells Rick this in so many ways, but you can act like shit don't matter, but shit does matter to you. Because right here, right now, you have no choice but to care. You care about the positive, you care about the negative. Either way, you care. Or you care about not caring. Or you prefer not to care. Either way, you're in this bitch, is my point. You're here, right now. And your state of being right here, right now is important to you. Don't give me that shit that you would not prefer to feel good, to feel life within you. We'd all like to feel life, of course. And so if somebody's acting like, oh, none of this matters, that's what you would like to believe. Because it obviously fucking matters. Unfortunately, everything matters so damn much. Right here, right now. Every word we say, all our inconsideration, all of it has the slightest bit effect upon each and every one of us. But that's too fucking much for our brains to handle. We definitely can't handle that kind of shit because, I mean, we even fail to recognize that, I mean, it's just a simple thing. A simple thing. There's people that live in something called absolute poverty. Who gives a fuck, huh? I don't care. My life sucks. Who cares? All those people that live in, just, how many people? 400 million or something? Even more than that suffer from starvation in the world? But I still want my new car. Yo, what I'm scoffing at is not an appetite for more, because that's always the construal. Oh, you know, I know, but what? I can't want nice things? I ain't saying you can't want nice shit. I'm talking, this is all about perspective at the end of the day. It's all about just if you constantly want to acknowledge that people have it so good that you are just being you're at the bottom of the totem pole and you just need to be at that summit, you need to have more, that's fine. But at the same time acknowledge that some people ain't got shit. And just be honest about that. That's the funny thing. We can be honest about the fact that, man, look at them. They got that. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had this. But we can't be honest about the people that life just straight up fucked them. 100% fucked them. Like, unequivocally, non-debatively fucked them. Why can't we talk about that? Why can't that be a motivation? I know why it can't be a motivation. Because then we'd feel too much guilt. It makes us feel bad. We feel shame. And then we also want to believe that it's a demotivator. Fuck you. No damn demotivator. I'm sick of us being such fools, in all honesty. We're wasting time. We're wasting time with this acting as if this shit matters. With this artificiality, with this fakeness. Anyway, back to my what I was saying. Obviously, the here and now matters. And you can always say, yeah, eventually when we're all not here, it won't matter. Yeah, but I'm here right now. So what the fuck should I do? From there, then I think it's time to recognize the humanity of it all, and start investigating those aspects. But the problem is that we say shit that just destroys the investigation. What kind of shit do we say that destroys the investigation? We say shit like, everything happens for a reason. Well, you know, actually that happened because you eat like shit, don't get sleep, maybe that's why you had to, maybe that's why your blood pressure's off the chain. I think we want to relinquish the control, which I understand, because this shit is hard. One thing I won't take away, one thing I won't deny, is that this shit is hard. Being a human that is productive within the parameters set forth by society, I can't deny that it's hard as fuck. Because every day, with your 9 to 5, you invest your willpower. A lot of people, that's why I hate that fucking question, where do you work? Because that implies that you actually enjoy your job. Because that question being asked as a greeting, as a way to familiarize yourself with somebody, the implication is that, you know, where you work, because where you work is indicative of what matters to you. No, it's not, obviously. Motherfuckers, most people I've ever met fucking hate their job. So what are we talking about? That shows you like what fuck that shit defines us. But what else defines us? What our bonds are shit because we're just hovering over underneath the first layer of soil is some real shit. No pun intended. Because surely there's shit underneath soil. Somebody has to be burying it or something. Cats or something. That's why I said no pun intended. You ever ask a motherfucker if they're happy? And then ask somebody if they're happy and see what their response is. And then from there, though, ask yourself, what is happiness, though? The fuck are we even talking about? Is it just feel good juices flowing through you? Is it just your pleasure centers constantly being bucked? Is that a happiness? Or is happiness simply having material security? Is that happiness? Or is happiness finding the romantic love of your life? Is that happiness? Or is it all of those? Or is it none of those? Is it something you can achieve on your own? Is it something that requires physical activity, dietary nourishment, adequate sleep, and healthy conversations, as I define the 4 pillars, as I'm gonna constantly fucking bring up, so I really believe in it. Because I really think I gotta say it. I think that we can't even begin to question what's making us unhappy. If you have food and shelter and you're unhappy, right? If you're getting paid decently and you find yourself just so unfulfilled, right? It could be a multitude of things for you. Each case by case basis. But I do submit, it is my belief that I've paid attention to this for years and years now. I think we are very confused about what makes us dissatisfied. When we aren't getting our sleep, when we're not getting our nourishment, when we're not getting our physical activity, and we're not having our healthy conversations, all at the same time, so to speak. When they're all 4 of these are on the carousel and the machine is functioning properly. All of them are going up and down, rotating nicely. That's, to me, what is the groundwork for a sense of stability. Because a lot of us are just plain fucking unstable. We can't summon the patience. We can't summon the mindfulness. As a close friend told me recently, some people just ain't got the space. Some people just don't have the fucking space. I mean, the space for what? I'm talking about the space for just healthy dialogue. The space for just even comprehending what the fuck I'm talking about. That space. All 4 of those things are reasons, by the way. Because you know everything happens for a reason. And so what I'm saying is that your sense of instability, I believe one of these 4 serious, very significant reasons could be what the deal is. And it's not just, I don't know, like maybe it just is what it is. Let what come what may. Damn. You didn't. What the funny thing is, people don't have that attitude when it comes to like graduating. You understand that you have to put in the work. You understand that you don't have that attitude when you want that promotion. You try to put in the work. But then when it comes to the social shit, when it comes to the stuff that's not earning us a paycheck, we're just like, fuck it. We don't care anymore. We feel like that car should be driving itself. Because you know why? Because every time I hear it, everything happens for a reason. A lot of times I hear that when it comes to like social falling out, like stuff, somebody's failure to connect. Oh shit, my bad. I got my AC on. Damn, I thought I turned it off. But when there's like a failure to connect and other things, like, oh, everything happens for a reason. We'll see. Oh, motherfuckers, because you're horrible at connecting with people. And a lot of times, the reason why it bothers me so much is because if we just thought a little bit further, you could see the reason for why things happen. And there's just an inconvenience there. The inconvenience is the utilization of all that mental energy. And secondly, the inconvenience is having to realize that you got a lot of fucking problems. You have a lot of weaknesses. It's always hard for me to admit how weak I am. It's not always hard, but a lot of times it is. Especially when I go without admitting it and I feel strong, I feel smart, I feel this, I feel that. Eventually, there comes a point when it's just blatantly obvious that I'm not naturally any of those things, that they're subject to depletion. I am not only fallible, I'm always fallible. It's just a matter of good fortune where the flexing of whatever muscles, there's success there a lot of times. Intellectual muscles, physical muscles. I get a return on that investment, but a lot of times I don't. And that's the weakness. That's what I'll call the weakness. That's the weakness, at least within the framework of this society, where you need to be optimum at all times, or it would behoove you to be at your optimum at all times. If you really want to get shit done, if you really want to make that money the way that you would like. It's tough to recognize that, but actually that's what enabled me to even make this video, is recognizing how shitty and weak I am. I have to literally force myself to sit here because I know I need to talk. It's just very fucking hard, but boo-hoo. Fuck I'm talking about. It's hard. Who gives a fuck? Let me turn this AC off right quick. Alright, well, the point of this was just because I needed to talk, alright? I needed to make a video because I'm trying to be more consistent because I suck. And that's what you got. You got me just talking, saying shit, and I hope that something of substance was there, and if something of substance wasn't, then life's unfair, ain't it? Alright, sorry for wasting your time. Alright, peace out, y'all. Shit.